Okay, so for these sectional jars, it's a tall water dispenser is what it is. And the things it's going to need is a hole for the spout, the spigot, and it's going to need a gallery at the top of some sort for the lid. I think I want to create a gallery instead of having a lid with a flange, I think. So we'll see how easy that is. Before I try to set it on, I'm just going to measure it one more time to make sure that I'm at least still in the ballpark size-wise. And also with the calipers, we might be able to see how much it shrunk between wet and leather hard, which is an interesting measurement. So yes, I'd say this shrunk about maybe even a half an inch, and it looks pretty good. Okay. So it should fit. The one little danger with this one, before I do this, I think I have to. No, I'll do it once it's on. I was gonna say, I never cut out the bottom of this yesterday, which might be good because it will, this is the top. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't accidentally cut the wrong one. This is the one with the channel. Let's switch these. And then, I think I'll leave that there and I'll cut it when it's put together because I can then, leave some clay for the flange. I think I'll be able to leave that. I'm so glad I noticed that I didn't cut the wrong part. Okay, here's the channel. That looks better. All right, so a little bit of slip from my splash pan into that channel. And then I will just clean up any little kind of schmutzy things. Okay. And now I just have to hope that the piece won't fall off the bat because it doesn't have a very strong base. It's a very thin base. It doesn't have a lot to hold on to. So let's hope, pray. 1, 2, 3, right on, just in case it separates, get it aligned. And let me see. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so unfortunately, I think I need to widen it out a little bit, the bottom. So it looks maybe a little bit out of round. Maybe that's what it was, just being a little bit out of round. And I'm just gonna nurture it open just a hair. Measure again. It looked right, but I only measured it on one edge. So just a little bit. And that's correct. So let me see, the top, this one is exact to the edges. Let me do it the other way too. Okay, not exact, a little bit more. Okay, and then this one's a little bit smaller. So why did I have to open this up? I have no idea. Okay, let's cut it backwards. Okay, here we go. Say the prayer, right on top. And let's turn that around. This one looks a lot better. Okay, great. So with that together, I'm just gonna start massaging. See. Must be a better angle for you. Flip it over, kids. Whee! Switch hands. Okay. There we go. Okay. So just right here. Working those together. Breath, patience, attention. A little bit, see how it comes out right there? Is it there? Let me see, where was that? Right there, yeah, right there. Okay, so what I want to do here, instead of fighting it so much, is I'll just use my hands and give it a little bit of pressure inwards right here. And just kind of form it more. And let's use a tool. Okay, magic grid. It's a little wonky. I feel like I'm gonna need to get to the inside of this to really make it right. And I'm gonna use this other edge of the magic rib. It's a little bit more convex. You can maybe create a little bit better pressure than the straight edge without me pressing out from the inside. Okay. Hi, how you doing?
Good.
How was it?
The world.
How's the world?
Alright.
Okay.
Everything takes time. So they can fix this.
They can?
Yeah, $110.
That's great.
And,
Will they order the battery?
They're gonna order the battery on Tuesday, like I said.
They only order once a week.
Only order once a week.
Those crazy cats.
Yeah. And they get the part, and then the person can fix it. I'm gonna take it in the day before,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're gonna have it for hopefully just one day.
Okay.
48 hours, whatever that means. And then lately I'm gonna go make food.
I had some hummus and crackers, yeah.
I just didn't want to make food without thinking about it.
Thank you, that's very sweet names. The hummus is delicious. I'm just gonna run this here.
Told my dad that we're not going.
Okay, let me just see. Alright, if I can pull this. No, I can't, so I have to kind of carve a little bit. Okay, no. 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 There we go. Okay, coming through, and I'm just gonna do it with my hands without the wheel spinning to really keep that on the back. Sometimes when things are spinning, it's a little wild. Oh, there's a hole. Great. So the bottom came off. Okay, so let me get you up here so you can see this. Okay. This is so fun. Okay, so now we have this. First thing I'm gonna do is go inside and massage that seam. This is a water or lemonade or whatever dispenser, so it must have a perfect seal here. Okay. This top part is really dry compared to the bottom part. Okay, so let me go inside and do a little bit of shaving. This, I'm at 6 o'clock. This is just because it's comfortable for me. Just kind of trimming, a little bit's coming off. Let me see here. There's a little shelf. And I'm just gonna go back and forth, inside, outside a little bit. See how it's cracking a little bit there? Okay. Just from the pressure. Cracking under pressure. Can you see? Oops, sorry. Get you a little bit further. Okay. I'm super pleased with this for my first one ever. Now this is so much bigger than my first one. This is the same amount of weight. You can see it over there. 12 pounds and 12 pounds. Check that out. This is the reason to make a sectional vase. But that one is also much wider, so I can't, you can't totally compare these because of our square. Okay. But wow, what a cool, what a cool concept, what a cool pot. I've never really even seen anything like this, totally. Okay. What I don't love is this kind of little bit of a coming in that happens right here. There's like a tiny little, not totally vertical thing happening there. And I'm not quite sure how to make that right, other than making it better next time. Partly it could be because, like I said, the top is drier than the bottom and may have dried a little bit more. And speaking of that, I want to, I'm gonna want to make a gallery on top, so I also want this to be softening a little bit, and it must all be the same. Like this is really thin and I've got to cut that off, so let's see if I can easily do it with a pin tool. And yeah, that was good. And just a little bit on the top, just a hair. Let me use my single strand cutting wire for that. Okay. Just because it can be really precise. So I'll try to go in and just keep it just right under. Great. I didn't even take off everything around. I just took off the high parts. Oh my God, this is so fun making new things. It's amazing. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. Let's moisten that so it's getting ready for me to manipulate it. I want this to remember that it was once wet clay and that it can do things. It can move, it can bend, it can change. I mean, I really could do a lid with a flange that sat into it. Maybe that would be better. Although I don't have the inside measurement. Oh, no. I'd have to kind of guess. But how far off could I be? If I made it to fit this perfectly right now, it would probably shrink just right. So, like if I made it to shrink tight, to fit tightly. Just kind of compressing it and wetting it down and seeing if I can get it into like a moldability. And here I'm kind of going around with the clay, like I was saying before. It's okay to sometimes move with the clay. Like I'm not, at this point, I'm not really shaping this. That stage is done. I missed the boat. I am going to give it a little definition here, just for aesthetics, to not just have a plain old cylinder, having something there. It just changes the pot, you know? Okay, let's see here. Little trimming, little shaping, a little bit. Okay. And let me see here. Try to trim just a little bit more out of the seam, in and out. Okay. It's not bad on the inside. You can see it, but it's not terrible. Let's see here. There's some stuff that fell into the bottom. Take that out. Okay, so so why don't I'm trying to decide now about the rim. Should I split it and have an inset? I just feel like that's the best lid for this pot versus one that sits on top. Sit into the gallery, but I just feel sensitive about doing that at this point. I don't have to do very much. I wish I had all of you live right now to help me make this decision. Okay. Well, the safest thing to do would be just to make the lid to fit inside like a casserole dish lid. So that's what I'm gonna do, and it will prepare us. I like doing things that kind of prepare us for the next step. So let me measure the inside of this, and that will be the inner flange of the casserole, the lid that I throw. And I'm gonna try to do it real exact, trusting that it's gonna shrink just a little bit, and that will be just enough. I'm gonna test it on both of the axes. That one's smaller, so I'm gonna go in. Okay, and let me take this measurement. This measurement is 7 3/4. Let me do it from the one. Yeah, 7 13/16. Really the exact. So I'll write that here. 7 13/16. Just in case I lose something along the way. So, but let's just do it right now. I will also cut this off. It's time for that. So clean up the bat really nice and well. Try not to erase the number that I just put on. 7 13/16. I need to have a place for this to sit when I take it off. So a lot of this is like, think ahead a little bit, prepare, be ready. Take care of your future self. Okay. Not that I'm the best at it all the time, it's just a good principle to remember. Okay, now I have this, so I'm gonna put it on that. And it'll be the easiest if I have that set up really nice and close to me. So, where can it be? Well, let's just first cut it and then we can move this whole operation. Here we go. It's not a single strand cutting wire, it's a woven cutting wire. It's 2 wires together and it's big enough. So, let me see. Getting it under, letting it ride on the bat. Keeping it tight, keeping an eye on the inside. Keeping it tight as long as I can keep the wire. There we go. Perfect. Nothing. It's great when you don't even see the wire on the inside. And actually, I don't need to take it off this bat. What was I thinking? I don't need to do that at all. I'll just brace myself and put it on this wobbly surface. All right. Wow, that is cool. Okay, so now let's throw the lid. 7 13/16. Unfortunately, I just put all the bats on that same spool. Good one. Okay. Okay. 7 13/16. I think 1.5 pounds will be good enough for that. I want it to be mostly flat. Yeah, it's very easy to get your lids with too much curve looking like a big bubble. Nobody likes a bubble lid. So let's see. This I think is 1.5 pounds. It says 1. Let's see here. It says 1. This one says 1.5. feel exactly the same. Oh no, this says 1.25. Yeah, this, if anything, this one's heavier. Let's just assume 7 13/16. All right. Okay, getting the tools I'm gonna need. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Where are all my tools? Like here and there and everywhere. Oh wait, under there? No. Okay, that's okay. We'll just use this. Okay. Not too far away. It's funny for trimming. You want to be one. I want to be one distance. For throwing, I want to be another distance. For throwing certain things, I want to be one height. Other things, another height. Trimming, same thing. Low down. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm going to go down, leaving room because I need to throw a knob on there. So thick bottom. Thick bottom and very shallow bowl here. That is tricky. I haven't taught you guys that yet, and we're gonna do it soon, maybe even this week. I think we're doing it right now. I'm pulling straight out. Like basically imagine you're throwing a plate. Keep the rim super thick. Okay. 7 13/16. Let's see how far that's gonna be. It's not gonna be very far. Okay, I'm gonna go one more pull and then I'm gonna open the flange. Even this right now, the shape of it is too much of a bowl. I'm gonna flatten this out. Okay, trying really hard not to come out too far. Nice, wide rim. Okay, let's see here. That looks pretty good. I think that's on the money. Okay, so flat, flat, and I really like using my the hump tool, the tool that I use to cut. Where are you? Oh, here it is. Okay. It's my favorite. But you can use, okay, uh-oh, things are falling. You can use a regular, like one of these, but this has that cut in it and it just works better. So I'm gonna support this underneath with my pinky. Here, I want you to really see this. Okay. Get this string out of the way if you're using one of these. Okay, I'm gonna support it underneath with my pinky. I'm gonna exhale, pick my spot about halfway, and press down. I think we've already done this with flanges. And then I can lay this out here with my tool and my pinky. Okay, so now the sad thing is I have a feeling it got too big. So let me just use my fingers, give this a little bit of definition. I'm supporting it underneath as I do this. I've got my finger running underneath as though it were the bat. Okay, and I can have my flange have a little bit of an inward angle. Definitely better than an outward angle. Okay, yeah, we're up like at 8 inches here. So, let me do it with the calipers just to see how far off it is. Okay, so cutting is an option. Let's do that. Right in. I have my finger here, it was running along the flange, so it creates a measurement, right? I'm not just kind of holding my hands in the air like this and hoping they stay straight, right? I'm running my finger right here and using it as a measurement. So speaking of measurements, let's see where we're at here. Still too far. One more cut, and this one's going to be just cutting that flange vertically. It's just, I don't have to go in too far, but I have to get rid of that. There we go. All right, fingers crossed, I think that's the right size. And this will help too, a little bit of this. But I wish I had used just a little bit less clay, because I could have brought it out more. Let me just check the shape. Shape looks great actually. But yeah, I just didn't need so much clay, and then I wound up coming out too far. And then I have this little bit of a kind of a wimpy flange. This part is good, but this part I wish to be a little bit, I'll even just flatten it with my finger and make it a little beefier, because you don't want that to be thin. That's the part that's going to have a lot of action. It's going to be touching the thing all the time. So we don't want it to chip easily as it goes on and off regularly. Okay. Let's see one more time. Still looks a little bit too big. Let us, if I sit this up a little higher, make it a little bit rounder, it will lose some of that width. So, and then I can also compress a little bit here. I can also kind of just push that flange in a little bit. Make that a little wider, the space of this space right here, which it should be, because the rim of the base is quite wide. So this should cover the whole rim of the base. I'm kind of thinking I might need to make another one of these. But let's see here again. Finish, finish, and measure. It's kind of exact, but, well, okay. Just going to do it one more time, just a little bit more pressure. Shoving it in a little bit. Shoving the flange in a little bit. I'm using kind of my fingernail to kind of press it further in. Not the best, really, not the best. Finger underneath to create that like floor for it. Yeah, I think that this, I should make another one. Let me see here. Let me see here. This is kind of shaping up actually. This kind of changed shape a little bit, and I think it's okay. It's like not having a very long flange, but it should sit in there and fit. Wait a minute, I'm measuring the wrong part. I should be measuring the flange, not the, let me see here. Yeah, this space between this should be the measurement of the flange, not the outside. This is gonna fall in there. Okay, great. Here, now I have another pull. Okay, that's a totally different story. I was measuring the wrong part. Let's keep going. I don't know, and now I don't know if I have enough clay. Oh my God, so I'll go from the middle and really compress here. In the middle, like we do with the bowls. Use my thumbs, use all my fingers. And let's see here. That is hilarious. I would have been like, what? I thought it was too big. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get there. Oh, let me lay it flat here, because I brought it up. Okay, so lay it flat, A little more, that's gonna be so much better. Okay, great. This is hilarious. This is like bleepers, bloopers, bleeps, and blunders. Okay, a little bit more. Pressing down. And just a little bit more flattening out. Okay. Okay, little guy, you have been totally overworked and you are ready for a break. Okay. That makes a lot more sense though. I was looking like a tiny little lid. Okay, we are there. That is great. I'm gonna be done and stop touching this thing. Okay. All right. Woohoo! All right, great. And I'll just cut it off too. Holding it tight. And we're done. That was stressful, wasn't it? That was crazy. Okay. So, now that is complete. I have to wait for this to dry so I can throw the knob on it and also make sure it fits and all that. So, let's get you out of here. Ta-da! Look at how flat it is.